And we got the jet age came in the front. Not exactly the beginning, but near enough. In the end of the 50s, we had the Avro Arrow that was developed by a Canadian company. This was some kind of a high performance interceptor. It went to the prototyping stage. They made 2 complete, I think, 2 or 3 complete, and some were a little bit uncompleted. And when they discovered it cost so much, and I think they had maybe a little pressure from the American companies to sell planes, they totally scrapped the project and destroyed the prototypes, just like sold them for scrap. It was supposedly pretty high performance, unless there are things I don't know. It was, I guess, one of the best. But this model I had to change a few things, add a few things, but I could have worked much harder, because the basic model of this was I'm not sure the company that makes it, but it was like pretty basic and not really very accurate. Like the aerodynamics of that plane were tested, like I think over Lake Ontario or something, and not sure if it's Ontario, maybe Erie, but who cares? It was mostly tested with rockets and model rockets. The sending the model away, like a few feet long models, and they were just like thrown in the lake with a rocket, and the flight monitored. I'm not sure when the first wind tunnel flight were performed, but they had most of their testing done with the rockets. It was a huge engine. It really was a huge plane. I mean, it was like monstrous plane. But a bit of a shame to see how it got scrapped anyway. Schematics, planes, parts, everything made there, the research results, and nothing left. This is the third one of the series, the number 203. The flight engineer was in the booth behind. The pilot was in the front. We have the Phantom. That was the Vietnam era's some kind of the backbone for the plane, the do-it-all plane they had for Vietnam. They had a few other models, but this one was pretty well in charge of lots of different missions. The only thing pilots found they lack is the ability to dogfight, because they didn't really have any machine guns on them. The Phantom view of the cockpit. This is another view from behind, from the top. And the Phantom was pretty, geared to carry just about any ordnance. These were like a mixture of bomb, rockets, and whatever had the arsenal at that time. The F-100 there, was the first plane to break the sound barrier in level flight. They had other planes that would do it before, but this one was the first. Just flying leveled. Okay, this is a partial view of the cockpit. What you see there, this long arm there, is the in-air refuel pod. Another view of the cockpit. The F-18. This was developed in the, I don't know, maybe 80s, if I'm right. Still in service. In Canada we have some, I think, some A versions. I'm not sure they're much past that, but they're pretty much near their useful life. The airframes are getting pretty worn, I think. This was a pretty versatile plane, and now they're up to version E. The air entry on these ones were like more rounded. The E versions are more a little on the square side. These could carry just about anything lethal. Like they were able to carry like guided bombs, laser guided bombs, infrared bombs, and rockets. Like this plane would be able to carry lots of types of ordnance, and that's like a do-it-all plane. Even in the naval versions, radar in the front, in the nose. These planes had 2 engines, and the way to recognize them was the ailerons. This is some view underneath the plane. It looks like it's been used for a while. Anyway, you got oil leaks a little bit, and those things are normal on the plane. The Canadian ones have some figures there that would imitate a cockpit. So the other pilot from another plane would just look at a glance and see he was thinking like the plane could be upside down or something. This is a view inside the cockpit. I hope you can see pretty good. And about the last, this is the Pape Hawk. It's a big chopper. I just kept the F4, the Phantom, in the back to give you an idea of scale between each other. Yeah, this is a pretty well-armed version of it. This is like one machine gun on each side, and the gavel gun on a mini gun in the front. Piloting station. 2 turbo engines made silent. Tail rotor. This gives you a view of the rotor and the controls. You can in-flight refuel this chopper. This long boom here is already pretty long, but it will stretch much longer, and it will be able to attach to a plane, a big plane's refueling nose cone, and get connected and refuel in midair. So the range will be like pretty stretched.